I can't believe another month is over. I cannot believe it's May already. I feel like this year has just flown by. I need to stop time. I'm getting too old. Time's going by too fast. Let's just take a break. Yeah. But since it is a new month, you know what that means. It is my monthly wrap-up as well as my TBR. So yeah, I thought it would just be easier that way to just put them together, kind of cover it all, because honestly, I didn't read that much last month. I read 2 books, so it was gonna be a quick wrap-up, so I thought I would just do my TBR at the same time, so yeah. Okay, so the first book that I finished this month is The Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. I really like this series. It's definitely rapidly becoming one of my favorite series. This book is easily the best book out of the series, even though it is very sad. My mom came into work one day and she was asking me how many pages were in this book, and I accidentally peeked and saw the last page. So I kind of ruined it for myself, but I enjoyed it either way. It honestly didn't give that much away, but it was enough. So yeah, Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. This book is, if you haven't read the series, it's about, there's 4 different types of London. There's White London, Red London, Grey London, and Black London. And Cal, our main character, and Lila. Lila is from Grey London and Cal is from Red London, and he is an Anatari and he can travel between them, and he kind of works as like a messenger between the kings of each of the Londons. That's sort of what the story revolves around, but it also revolves around the magic from Black London, because Black London is an overabundance of magic and it kind of eats away at the earth around it and at the people, and there was a ruler that lived there at one point in time, and he, you know, they had to close the doors between the Londons and only Cal can travel between them because the ruler from Black London tried to essentially take over all of the other Londons. A bunch of people died, and so yeah, that's why they don't have the doors open anymore. The door to Black London is constantly sealed, but like I said, Kel can travel to the other ones, and he's the only other person besides a character named Holland that can do it. So the story kind of revolves around that, and about Black London trying to come through the door, and you know, about the ruler of Black London trying to get back. And I just really liked this series. I thought the characters were really relatable. Alucard is my favorite character. I used to say Holland, but after reading this book, I would definitely say Alucard just because he's very funny. I like that there is a bisexual character in the story. I thought that was really cool. I like how Kel is kind of like somber, and Rai is kind of like more enthusiastic, and Lila is just a troublemaker, and Alucard is very sarcastic. I don't know, I just really liked the characters in this book, and I think that's why I loved it so much. So if you haven't read it, I would read it. I think it's totally worth it, and I'm really excited to meet V.E. Schwab hopefully in June when we go to BookCon. So yeah, hopefully I'll have her sign this one. It's kind of tearing, so I might have to get a new one before, but yeah, this is a very, very good book. Okay, and the next book that I read this month is Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. I'm reading this as a buddy read with my best friend. I really enjoyed this. I wasn't a huge fan of the first book. I said this in a previous video, but I liked the magic in the story. Essentially, the story is about Reds who are red-blooded. They're kind of just like you and I. They're humans. They don't have any kind of magical powers. And then there's Silver Bloods who have magic. So, you know, like if they get flush or anything like that, like their blood glows silver. So our main character, Mare, meets the prince under strange circumstances and is offered a job to work at the palace. And by chance, she discovers that she actually has magic. Now not giving too much away, she's the first red-blooded individual to have magic that we are aware of. And the first book is kind of about the kingdom kind of trying to hide who she is. And the second book is more about her getting away from the kingdom and trying to find more people like her. And I really enjoyed meeting all of the new characters and people with new powers, and kind of getting to spend more time with Cal, because I really like Cal as a character. I actually enjoy him more than I enjoy Mare. Not that she's absolutely awful when it comes to female characters. She's definitely like one of the most tolerable that I've met, just because she asks for help when she needs it, and she, you know, is more realistic about things, and I just really like her determination and her perseverance. I just find her really enjoyable. But yeah, the second book is just about them trying to find more people like her. Like I said, I'm the type of person who likes character development, so meeting a bunch of new characters and things like that, I think it's really cool, and I like the internal struggle and the push and pull between her and Cal throughout this book. So yeah, I really like this series so far. I have 2 other ones that I'm planning on reading. I'm really excited to go ahead and keep reading into the series. I'm probably going to buddy read the 3rd one again with my best friend, so I don't know if I'm going to get to that next month, but I am really excited to read it. Just as a wrap up, I gave this, if I could, I'd give it 4.5 out of 5, just because, like I said, I really love the characters. I thought that they were super relatable. Alucard is probably where that half point comes from, but I really like the magic system in this. I wish it was a little bit better explained. But I guess it's kind of hard because it's just Anatari that have the power, but yeah, 4 out of 5 for this book. Alright, and for Glass Sword, I would give it 3.5 out of 5, just because it is a little slow in places, but the more I read in the series, the more picked up that it gets. So I think that with pacing, it could have been a 4 out of 5, but yeah, I still really like this. I liked meeting all the new characters, and I think it's worth a read if you haven't read it yet. Okay, moving on into my TBR for this month. I'm trying to keep it pretty sweet. I have 5 books technically. I don't have one of them with me, and you'll know why here in a second, but so I wanted to keep it kind of short. I'm gonna be working and getting ready to go to BookCon and just trying to keep up with everything this month, so I thought 5 was really good. Like I said, I only read 2 last month, so I could not be able to finish any of these. But the first one I have is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I've heard a lot of good things about this book. The only thing that I know about it is that the main character is really into virtual online gaming, and that's really all that I know. So it says here, but when Wade stumbles upon the first clue, he finds himself beset by players willing to kill to take this ultimate prize. The race is on, and if Wade's going to survive, he'll have to win and confront the real world he's always been so desperate to escape. So I don't know if this book takes place inside of a virtual world. I don't know if it takes place inside of, well, outside in the real world. I don't know, but I've heard, like I said, amazing things about this, and I love video games. I am obsessed with video games almost as much as I am reading. Okay, so it says right here, incredibly entertaining, a geek fantasia. That just sounds like something I'd be super into reading, and I've had a lot of friends who read it, so I thought it would be a quick read for me. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. Alright, no one will be surprised to see this. It's All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. Like I said last month, this was on my last month's TBR. I wasn't able to read it, but I do not know anything about it, and it's because I wanted to keep it that way. As you can see, this has won a ton of awards, and I've heard amazing things about it, so I wanted to add this to my TBR. But yeah, like I said, I don't know anything about it, but I think it's going to be a really cool read just based on reviews that I've seen on Goodreads and, the awards that it's won and stuff, so yeah. So this last book was on my TBR for last month, but I was completely incorrect about what the book was about. It's Unnatural Creatures by Neil Gaiman. There are 16 short stories in here, but they're not actually written by him. I don't know if a few are written by him or if, all of them are written by other authors, but these are just 16 short stories about unnatural creatures like monsters and things like that he's selected to be published. So I'm actually even more excited to read this. So I wouldn't consider this a Neil Gaiman book as much as I wanted to, but I am really excited to read it anyway. On the back it talks about a griffin, a werewolf, a sunbird, a cockatan. I love mythical creatures like this. I think that it's super cool. I like anything that has to do with mythology and werewolves and vampires and just, anything that isn't supernatural when it comes to the creatures that just normally wander. So I'm really excited to read this. I'm assuming this is kind of a little bit more horror themed or slightly creepy, but I do like those type of books. So I'm looking forward to reading this one because I do like short story books. They are one of my favorite types of books to read, and I thought that it would be kind of cool just to have a short story to read every once in a while when I wanted to. And since I realized Unnatural Creatures isn't actually Neil Gaiman, I'm gonna go ahead and read Norse mythology by him as well. So this is just a retelling of a bunch of different Norse stories, Norse mythology. One of my coworkers was actually reading it at work. He was reading my copy and he said that it was hilarious, so I'm really looking forward to that. I usually really like Neil's writing. There's been a couple of hits or misses. I loved mythology as a kid. We took it in middle school and I really enjoyed it. So as an adult, reading retellings of it and funny stories, and because like I said, people said this was actually supposed to be super funny. So yeah, I am super excited to read this. It doesn't look like it's going to be too thick. It is quite a small book as well, so it shouldn't take very long. So this month, yeah, I just kind of tried to stick to short story books and shorter books and just something to kind of be able to finish a book but not bog down myself. Okay, and book number 5 I don't have with me, but it is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. I know everyone kind of has this on their list. Everybody is really looking forward to it. I know people who haven't even read the series who are buying this one and who have bought the other ones to read it, but I'm so excited. I feel like I've been waiting for forever and I haven't even been waiting that long. I could not imagine what it was like to have to wait a year to have this book. And that book I'm actually going to be reading with a friend who lives in Australia. We're going to be Skyping and kind of talking about it, and she's currently on A Court of Wings and Ruin, so I'm excited to see what she thinks of that. She's still Team Tamlin, but that's okay. Soon it'll change. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm kind of sad that I only read 2 books last month, but also I kind of was in a reading slump, and if I'm in a reading slump I don't try to force myself out of it, so I just kind of read at my own pace and read very, very slowly and just try to take things slow at a time. The Conjuring of Light actually took me almost 3 weeks to finish, so if that says anything. And I believe that was mostly just because I didn't want it to end. I can't wait to read the books that I have picked out this month. A lot of them are really fun, and they're supposed to be super funny, so I'm just excited to read a little bit more light stuff, and then, except for A Court of Wings and Ruin. I'm sure that's just gonna absolutely wreck me, but, well, I love you guys and hope you have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.